Delegate from Buckingham, Delegate Garrett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speak to the resolution.
Delegate has the floor.
Life has many first steps. We can recall when our kids and people we love took their first steps, literally on a linoleum kitchen floor in Lawton, Oklahoma, or in an apartment in Washington, D.C., or in a small house on Cutshaw Avenue here in Richmond, Virginia. But each person has many first steps. Heck, I'm 52 years old, and I took a huge first step in May of 2018. A first step towards a driver's license, a first step with a diploma, a first kiss, a first step in the funeral of someone that we love. A good argument can be made that a child's first steps occur, many of them, when they're still protected inside their mother's womb. And today, I want to discuss those first steps. The best-selling book ever written has a verse, Matthew 25:40, which I will paraphrase, that says, "Whatever you do to the least of these, so too you do unto me." If you're interested, you can check Matthew 25:41 as well for what happens when you don't realize that. So here in Richmond, people speak up for themselves and they speak up for others. But a baby can't speak because one of that baby's first steps is developing vocal cords. And that happens around 13 weeks. 2 weeks before that, you're readily able to identify the sex of the child in utero. 6 weeks before that, the baby had the first step of developing a distinctive head separate from its body. In much of the world, some places that some people look down their noses at, all of these first steps are protected by law. Places like Poland and Haiti and Egypt and Iraq, but not in Virginia, not with this extreme resolution. At 15 weeks, many other first steps have been achieved. The baby, she can suck her thumb. She can smile. She's beginning to literally, at this point in her life, practice breathing. And in even more places, these first steps are protected by law. France protects life at 12 weeks. So does Ukraine, Italy. The first steps of life are protected at 14 weeks in Austria and Spain, but not in Virginia, not with this extreme resolution. At 22 weeks, so many more first steps have been taken. The baby has a sleep cycle. She can wake up when she hears a loud noise or is jostled about. And so we know that long before this, she could hear. Limb movements display, and I'm quoting the Cleveland Clinic here, conscious coordination and are frequent. She can even hear our voices. She can hear her mother's heartbeat and the rumble in mama's tummy after that late night slice of pizza. The baby's first steps are now protected in Sweden and the Netherlands, but not in Virginia, not with this extreme resolution. At 24 weeks, even more first steps have been taken. The first step of fully developed lungs is taken. The first step of weighing more than 2 pounds is taken. Heck, at 24 weeks, the baby can take her first steps outside of her mother's protective womb and live, which we know because it was proven by Curtis Keith Means in 2021, who was born at 21 weeks and today lives. And the baby is protected in even more places. Places like India and Singapore and Great Britain, but not in Virginia, not with this extreme resolution. In fact, of 193 nations surveyed by the United Nations by this point, this baby's first steps are protected in 185 of them, but not in Virginia, not with this extreme resolution. But we're at 24 weeks, there are 16 weeks left, so let's just skip to week 40. She may have a full head of hair. She's turned inside of her mother so that she approaches delivery. She may weigh 6 to 10 pounds. In 37 to 40 weeks, the baby may literally arrive in this world outside of her mother's protective womb at any time. And she is absolutely, positively a viable human life. And she is protected by law almost everywhere on earth, but not Virginia. Not if a mental health professional says mom may be depressed or suffer heightened anxiety, or if a doctor notes that childbirth, even in the best case scenario, is an inherently dangerous event. No, in instances described above and in so many more instances, Mr. Speaker, there is no protection of these first steps. None. None in this extreme resolution. In this resolution, a mother whose therapist fears postpartum depression could literally justify at week 40 after labor sets in, a mother taking a left turn towards the delivery room or a right turn towards the abortionist. That's just exactly the first step that a vote in favor of this resolution is. And so I will end as I began by paraphrasing Matthew 25:40. Assuredly I say to you, brothers and sisters, inasmuch as you did it to the least of these, so too you do it to me. Thank you.
The delegate. The delegate from Shenandoah, Delegate Gilbert.